How to plan your watercolor painting to avoid making mistakes and wasting paper. I was very excited when I was looking for inspiration on Unsplash and found this photo, and I decided to paint this fabulous lady with her glass of wine. Even though this photo is great, there are some things I would like to change before I paint. I obviously want to remove these blurry leaves that cover the model. I probably want to lift the brim of the hat a little bit higher so more of the face is visible, more of the sunglasses. And I like the contrast between the wine and the sunglasses, but I think it needs to be balanced a little more so it's not just one spot, so I'm going to make the background darker to add more contrast to my painting. I want to make this a large painting. My sheet is 18 by 24 inches because I really want to showcase the various textures of watercolor, and I will also be using Derwent Inktense pencils. So before I jump in and start painting on this large sheet of expensive Arches paper, 100% cotton, I need to resolve all these issues that I see with the reference photo and draw a sketch. So here I have a little piece of cheaper paper. This one is B brand. So I'm going to sketch out my model, and I'm going to use the same technique that I plan on using for larger painting. I will first sketch with Derwent Inktense, and then I am going to add watercolor to, like I said, resolve the issues that I see with the reference photo and also to decide in general on my color palette. It might seem that drawing a sketch is an extra boring step that keeps us from working on the main piece of art, but in reality, it's extremely important. It helps us to study our subject and also to figure out our composition on a smaller scale, which is easier for us to see overall. And once everything is figured out and all the questions are answered, it's more likely that we will not waste a large sheet of watercolor paper. So here's my sketch. It only took me about 20 minutes to produce it. And next thing I did, I took a photo of it, or you can scan it. I converted it to black and white, which is easy to do on your cell phone or in any photo editing software on your computer. And now I'm going to print it to scale on 11 by 17 sheet of paper so I can transfer the drawing onto my sheet of watercolor paper. I think for watercolor paper, rubbing charcoal on the back of the printout and transferring the drawing works much better than trying to draw something by hand, because you avoid making a lot of messy pencil lines that might show under the transparent paint, or you will have to erase them and might damage the surface of the paper. And as you see, I am not transferring the reference photo, I am transferring my sketch where I made all the changes that I wanted to the reference photo. I developed my painting further by drawing out all the details with Derwent Inktense pencils. I'm painting all the shadows. I'm going to convert my drawing into tonal underpainting. I have other portraits on my channel where I work in the same way, starting with a tonal underpainting and then working with watercolor. I will leave you the link to that video in the description and also in the card. And also if you visit my website tammyrapp.com, I have a class You Can Sketch Faces where I describe the whole process of working on a human face, including painting it with watercolor. Okay, all the prep work is done. We can finally work with our watercolors. This is the most exciting step in the process of creating this piece. And again, because I painted a small sketch, I already know which colors I need to use for the larger piece, so I don't have to guess. And I know that my painting will be balanced and all the colors will look harmonious when I'm done. The colors that I use are listed in the description of the video, but obviously they're not critical. The ones you would use will depend on your subject matter and you can have a totally different palette. So the main thing is to have a plan and follow it when you switch to a larger scale. Painting took me about an hour and a half to produce, including drawing it out with pencils and doing the tonal underpainting. I think pencils really speed up the process because you have all the details in place. It's much easier to work with a line tool than with a brush, so things move forward a lot faster. And I know I sped up this video quite a bit on my channel. I'm trying to find a balance between, giving people maximum information and not making videos super long and boring. I personally can't watch an hour and a half demonstration. So please let me know in comments if you feel I gave you enough information, if this kind of digest format is okay with you, because I make it for you, my viewers, so your opinion really matters to me, and I'm willing to make adjustments, to make my videos better and to make them work better for my viewers. Also, if you're looking to learn some new technique or looking for information about some water media materials, I would really appreciate if you will let me know in comments as well, to give me ideas for new paintings and new videos that will help me make my channel more informative and more worth the time of my viewers. As I mentioned in the beginning, one of the changes would be to get rid of those blurry leaves. I kind of moved them into the background behind the figure, which is not hard to do. And also I made the background a lot darker. I'm not using any black paint though. I'm using some blues and greens to push the space back and create the depth of space in my painting. Last step, if you watched any of my videos, is to bring back the highlights. I'm using White Artist Gouache and small dagger brush. Just a few touches here and there to add the highlights. Maybe a little splattering with white as well. Kind of creates the sun dappled effect because this is a sunlit scene. I hope seeing this whole process of working on the painting will help you in your work. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one here on Time Wrap Studios channel. Help other artists to see this video by liking or sharing it. To see future videos, subscribe and click the bell button to be notified when they're published. Thanks again and stay creative!